Hey guys, this is Jim with Harvest Harmonics, and thank you so much for joining us today in our Ask a Farmer series. And you know, I get this comment a lot. When I'm calling people and talking to people, interacting, people calling in. I get this comment. The comment is, "Hey, we're just a small farm. We've only got an acre, a couple acres, 10 acres, whatever. We're just a small farm." And I think the implication is that because they're so small, it's not really worth my time to talk to them. And that comment or that belief is just absolutely not true. It is, of course, absolutely important that we talk to the small farmer. And we talk to small farmers, we talk to large farmers, we talk to everybody in between. Sorry, I'm just letting my guys know. So we're live here. Get some guys wanted to join us here. So sorry about that. But the comment, and we get this a lot. It's very interesting. It's like, oh, I'm only a small farmer. I've only got 5 acres. I've only got 10 acres. And the idea is like, well, as a company with this amazing technology, I shouldn't care about the little guy. I shouldn't care about farmers that are less than 10,000 acres or 5,000 acres or something like that. Of course, we do talk to large farms. We do talk to, big corn growers and big grain growers, and companies like you know, Dole and Generation Farms and all these big farms. We talk to the big farms every day too because we want to help them. Obviously, they've got 5,000 acres. We want to help them because that's going to help a lot of people eat healthy. But we care just as much for the small farmer as we do for the big guys. And it's you guys are not unimportant. In fact, the whole purpose of today's show, I want to just acknowledge and thank and validate all the hard work that the small farmers are doing because it's the CSAs and the 5, 10 acre, 50 acre guys that are producing so much. In fact, the USDA reports that over 81% of the farms in the United States are under $100,000 in revenue. Let me actually read that. So it was 51% of all farms had less than $10,000 in sales. So 51, so half of the farms, more than half of the farms in the United States are producing less than $10,000. That means there's a lot of CSAs, there's a lot of hobby farms, there's a lot of people out there that are producing, a certain amount of produce for people to eat, but they're not these big, giant economic, large scale operations, right? In fact, 81%, I'm just reading this it's from the USDA, the nass.usda.gov. You can research this if you like, but 81% of all farms had less than $100,000 in sales. So imagine 4 out of every 5 farms are producing less than $100,000 in revenue. So imagine where I would be if I said, well, I'm not even going to talk to people unless they're $100,000 in sales or more. We would not get very far because we'd be eliminating, 80% of all the farms out there. And the reality is sometimes people think that, well, farmers make a lot of money, they work hard hours, et cetera, they got all this land. And yeah, if farmers sold their land, they could probably make a good amount of money. But in terms of the year to year revenue, a lot of farms don't make that much money. They make $100,000 or less in sales a year. That's in sales. You got to figure you have equipment costs, you have seed costs, you have all these other costs that go into that as well. And so it's absolutely important that I talk to the little guy. It's absolutely important that I talk to CSA farmers, community supported agriculture farmers. It's absolutely important that I talk to farmers at farmers markets. It's absolutely important that I talk to farmers, who are working in the field, who are leasing land from other landowners and actually working their own 20, 30, 40 acre farms because you guys are the backbone of this country, the backbone of the food produced in this country. And when you go to the supermarket, it's easy to think, oh, I see a Dole product here, a Chiquita banana, or a Del Monte, or some of these huge names, and huge farms. And of course, those farms are important too. We want to help those guys too. But it's equally important for us to help the little guys. We wanted to send this tribute to all the small farmers out there and who are working so hard. And I want to show you what we have because I want to show you that we're helping small farmers too. We're not just helping the big guys. We want to help the small guys too. And we can increase your yield by 20, 30, 40%. And for you guys, that could be the difference between eking out a living one year or even losing money one year and actually making a really nice profit for that year and actually making really nice income. We want you guys to make good money while you're supplying all the food and fruits and vegetables to all of us. So it is important. So let me just share this with you guys. and show you um, what we're able to do. So again, our mission is very simple, guys. It's we want to help farmers grow healthier, better quality produce with lower costs and higher yields. Now, in doing that, we of course, you know, if I can get my PowerPoint to work here, sorry. We want to let you know what this is we're talking about. This is a technology that's increasing and improving photosynthesis in plants. When plants are healthy, their metabolism is in a very certain specific state, and when the plant is healthy, it will produce fruits and vegetables and high quality fruits and vegetables at a very high rate. And its photosynthetic process, by the way it converts sunlight into other energy, is tremendously important for getting a good crop out and for producing healthy crops as well. However, in most cases, when you're out in the field, you'll have weather fluctuations and insect damage and fungus problems and other stress factors which ruin the health of the plant. As you can see in the sunflower here, the sunflower will start to wilt and die if it gets too hot, and its metabolism is actually being altered. Its metabolism is slowing down and it's not producing the energy that it needs to maintain the proper health and proper fruit and vegetable production. So what we've done is take a very unique combination of frequency signals that match the frequency of the ideal healthy plant. We program these frequencies into microtransmitters, as you see here, which look like little computer chips that are attached to an irrigation system. And these systems will send waves through the water to the plants, which continually boost the metabolism and reinforce the natural metabolism of the plant so that the plant is able to grow healthier, stronger, faster, with better quality fruits and vegetables than ever before. Now, if you guys are a small farm, I want you guys to pay attention to this because this could be the difference again between making, $400 or $500 per acre or $4,000 or $5,000 an acre, or maybe $10,000 an acre. Imagine if you can 10x your profit just by increasing your yield and the quality of your yield in such a way that you're able to sell that product for more money. In fact, small farmers are making even more money than the big farmers because they're selling their produce directly to the public or to local vendors, and they're not going through 100 middlemen that all take their cut. So the small farmers can benefit from this probably even more than the larger farmers in terms of putting more money in their pocket because there's less layers of expense for the small farmers than for the larger guys. Now, this product is very easily installed, and as you can see here, it's not just for big farms, it's not just for big pumps. We can go all the way down to 3/4 inch size on our pipe. So that's basically a garden hose. So if you're a small farmer and you want to increase your yield, you don't have to have this massive 2,600 gallon a minute irrigation system. You can use your garden hose, and as little as 1 or 2 gallons per minute, you can actually see a tremendous difference in your farm. Now, our system does two key things. It improves photosynthesis efficiency so that you get the widest range of conditions under which optimum photosynthesis occurs, and it improves soil health over time. It's very, very important for us to maintain sustainability and good agricultural practices, which make you into the stewards of the land that you really are. It does us no good to produce a really good crop one year if we're sacrificing future generations in the process. Now, with better photosynthesis, you of course get faster growth rate and better vigor in the plants themselves. You get better production and you get better quality. Some examples of what we're seeing on our farms is 100% faster growth rate on citrus seedlings here. We've seen 100% faster growth rate in nursery applications. We've seen reduction in pesticide use to zero, as well as better production in the process. I've seen again zero pesticide use in the field with better quality on the tomatoes. We've seen bigger increases in melons and less presence of miter fly and other insects. We've seen better production in artichokes and other vegetables with less nematodes. We've seen more vigorous growth on squash. Now, we have a lot of squash going on. It's entering the fall season as we talk about now, and a lot of squash is coming to fruition where a lot of people are eating more squash and hardy vegetables. And if you want to get better production on your squash, now is the perfect time to start using Kiminose. Because if you're growing throughout the season and throughout the winter time, you're really going to be able to get better production here. Reduce mite infestation. Again, less insect damage, less infestation rates on grapevines. We've seen even agronomy reports on this, documenting that there's 38% less Europhid mite presence here. And we see more yield routinely. Like we're talking asparagus, 49% increase in asparagus production, 20% increase in eggplant production, better insect resistance. Again, look at the difference in all the different damage being caused on the left here in the control field versus the Kiminasi eggplants with zero insect damage whatsoever. 26% increase in melon production in a university study in Peru. More production on peppers. I believe that was 15% there on that. Plus, farmer also reported he's never seen peppers that high of quality before. So we're increasing production and quality at the same time. We've seen 55% increases in yield on lime trees. We've seen 32% increase in yield on potatoes. We've seen 33% increases on lentils. Better quality again. Look at these cherries. Look at how beautiful these cherries are on the Kiminasi field here. 25% more production, but look how big the cherries are. Because these are nice, big, juicy cherries with lots of bricks, lots of sugar, he was able to sell the cherries for $1 more per kilogram than he normally does. So not only did he make more money in terms of yield, he made a lot more money in terms of quality. In fact, he makes $47,000 more per hectare now than he used to on his control. Huge, huge differences. We've seen improvements in bricks and fruit size here, again on plums. Huge differences there. Bigger size and more better quality, better 6 bricks rating on blueberries. This is one of the largest blueberry growers down in South America, by the way. 56% more exportable blueberries than in Chile. Again, he has to have a certain quality rating to export his blueberries, and he wasn't able to do that before, but now he's raised the quality to the point where he can export them. And better bricks rating, we've gone from 19 to 25 bricks on grapevines in just over a week here, just on the finishing stage of ripening. So huge, huge differences there. And again, not all has to do with production. If we just do all these things in the short term and we don't get long-term results, what does that mean for our long-term sustainability? Well, to get sustainability, you have to really address soil health. And I'm not talking about just fertility programs where you're adding fertilizer to the soil. You have to take care of the microorganisms in the soil. You have to take care of the salinity of the soil and the water retention in the soil. If you don't improve all three of those factors, you're not going to have a sustainable solution. And that's why farmers are continually chasing their tail by continually spraying and putting more stuff on the soil because it's not handling the root cause, which is poor microbial activity and poor overall soil conditioning. What our system helps to do, and some of the unique signaling system helps to reduce excess soil content or salt content, I should say. In this particular case, we reduced the sodium content from 1.1 down to zero point 0.6, which is basically going from a high rating down to a standard or normal rating. We reduced the overall conductivity, which is how much the pH content and how many dissolved positive cations are in the soil. We reduced that from 2.3, which was again high, down to 1.7. Now, if you have too many cations in the soil, your pH goes up and the plants suffer. I'll give you an example of that in a second here. Before I get to that, though, I wanted to show you this example where a farmer was able to reduce the total amount of water in his irrigation over the course of the season by 66%. Because we're reducing the soil compaction and the water is able to penetrate down into this root zone and stay there for longer. So he didn't have to irrigate for 12 hours a cycle. He was able to get it down to 9 hours a cycle. And again, that reduced his overall irrigation by 60%. This example shows a farmer that was able to save 46% of his water and increase his production at the same time. Now, part of the reason why we're able to do that is because when you look on the picture on the left here, these trees were suffering from salt poisoning, had way too much sodium in the soil and it was poisoning the plants, the trees. And over 12 weeks after using Kiminasi, we helped reduce that effect, buffer it in some degree, and the canopy came back, which of course generated a lot more nut production and allowed for a much, much better yield over harvest. So just to give you guys a quick overview, again, we've increased production from 20 to 40% on a routine basis. We get not only more number, but better sizing and weight of fruit. We're optimizing the bricks and the bricks to acidity ratio on most fruits that we test here, and we can improve shelf life and overall quality. So just to recap this, guys, this is not just for big farms. This is not just for farms that are utilizing gigantic numbers of acres, okay? These are for farms anywhere between half an acre all the way up to thousands and thousands of acres. We can adapt our systems to any irrigation system. So if you're literally watering with drip or a water hose or something like that, and you just have an acre or two, we want to help you because the fruits and vegetables that you're growing are going to feed your family and feed our communities, and that will help everybody eating that fruit. And you're going to make more money in the process. If you have more acres, like a few hundred acres, and you're saying, well, I'm kind of a mid-sized farm, I'm in the few hundred acre range, again, we can adopt our technology to any size field or pump or any size farming operation. And we'll work with you to make sure that you're profitable. We have a rule here at Harvest Harmonics, and that is no farmer ever loses money with Harvest Harmonics. So we always guarantee that you're going to make more money and more yield with Harvest Harmonics than you would without it. And we put our guarantee on it. We'll pay your money back, or at least the difference between what you made and the cost of our device if there is ever a dispute, if you ever fail to make that. But the reality of this is most farmers are making 5 to 10 times return on their investment. If you're a specialty crop grower, like you're growing berries or you're growing tree fruit or nuts or any type of specialty crop, I have no worries about that. You're going to be making 5 to 10 times what you spend with me minimum in your first year, and your second year is just all profit after that. If you're a commodity grower like corn, soybeans, and wheat, we have lots of very special programs to help you guys as well. And again, it doesn't matter if you're a 5 acre farm or a 10,000 acre farm, we can definitely help you and work with you. So I want to open it up for some questions, guys. What questions can I answer with you about this technology? Because this is a bit new. We're addressing the plant itself. It's kind of like if you imagine a doctor who only addressed whatever was physically wrong with you by trying to get you to clean up your room or get you to, kill out all the funguses or improve the quality of your food. All of these things can help for sure, but if you don't address the body itself and what's happening, you're not going to feel better. Like that's why doctors they deal with the symptoms that you have. And so we took that same kind of medical approach to the idea of farming. You can put all the nutrition you want in the soil. You can spray for insecticides and funguses and diseases and all these things. And you can try to make the environment as healthy as possible for the plants. But if you don't address the physiology of the plant itself, you're still going to be the victim of weather fluctuations and other types of problems that you kind of just shrug your shoulders about. Well, there's nothing much we can do about it. By handling the metabolism of the plant, you're able to solve a vast majority of the problems of production and quality that would otherwise be negatively affected. So I want to invite you guys for sure to take advantage of this. Take advantage and utilize the tool that we have. We guarantee it so that you don't really have a risk involved. And if for some reason you're the first farmer in 700 that says they didn't get a good result, then we will work with you to make sure that we take care of you, take care of the difference there. So what questions do I have, guys? I want to see here. I'm going to take a look at our Facebook feed here to see what questions you guys might have. Um, looks like all these different things here. I'm going to look on my phone just because. Got all this stuff here. So that's telling me to do something else. I'm not going to get it with that. Let me just check on my phone here, guys. I don't mean to like interrupt this, but what questions do you have that I can answer for you? Please let me know. I'm going to check my phone here just because my app here seems to be frozen on my computer. But I do want to answer your questions here. So let me see what we got here. One second, sorry, guys. There we go. I'm not seeing any replies here, so or questions here. So I must be doing a great job of answering all your questions. So I tell you what, guys, if you guys do have questions and you want a quote, you want to find out how much it's going to cost for your farm, because we do build every system and custom design it for the farm that it's in the irrigation system you have. It's not like a one size fits all type of a solution. So you can fill out one of our forms on our Facebook forum. We'd be happy to answer those questions for you. And you can also go to our website at harvestharmonics.com, and you can fill out, ask your questions or fill out a request for quote form. We'd be happy to work with you. But in the meantime, guys, just keep in mind, it doesn't matter how big or small you are, your work is equally important to everybody who's eating your food, because everybody who eats your food, needs that nutrition, needs that high quality food. And we want to help them. We want to help you. And we want to make sure that every farm in the world is producing healthy, high quality food and is making a good living doing it, because For all the hard work you guys put in, it's only fair that you guys make a good living while doing it. And to help you with that, we have the Cuminasi Plant Booster and we have Harvest Harmonics standing behind our farmers to make sure you guys are healthy, happy, and profitable. So give us a call or send us a text. Our phone number is here on the feed here. Just give us a call anytime. Or you can also email us at harvestharmonics.com. Go to our website here, right there, harvestharmonics.com, and fill out a request for quote form. We'd be happy to work with you one on one. Have a great day, guys. We'll see you again tomorrow. We tackle another important topic in the world of agriculture, and I look forward to talking with you guys soon.